times in the Discord. I apologize. This was about the turnout. I was expecting maybe a little bit more. So Riot will be pleased when I said there'll be 80 people here, just like the Esports Awards. Yeah, it's fine. I kind of wanted to turn it into a little bit of a, not necessarily a trademark event, but like kind of a staple event, I guess. And I think this is the appropriate crowd for something like this. The people who are probably going to show up to stuff regardless. Thank you. Sorry, guys, I didn't really clue you in very good on that. So, of course, yeah, here's the senior commencement ceremony. We do have more graduates than I want this year. It's kind of sad. There's a lot of people in this program that I respect the hell out of. I see many of them in the crowd, actually. So it's unfortunate, but that's kind of the beauty of college esports is you can still participate after you graduate, or there will be, this sounds bad actually, but I'm going to phrase it this way anyway, there will be freshmen to replace you. And then those freshmen might, kind of come into the program and really enjoy it like y'all did. So that's kind of the beauty of it. Of course, this show would be nothing without y'all in the audience, so really appreciate y'all being here. Starting off, essentially, we're just going to be celebrating the seniors who graduated in the fall, the spring, maybe this summer. There's a few people that we're celebrating who are graduating fall 2026. Because again, I'm not really sure if we'll do this again, but we'll see on that. Maybe I can harass more people to be here. I do have a few things to hand out for it. Couldn't get little trophies printed in time. I thought that'd be cool, but wasn't able to do it. So instead, I printed certificates off at the library printer. I shouldn't say I did it. The treasurer did it. Shout out Jade. But the UAH printers pulled UAH printers, and 80% of them are wrong. So I'm going to commit to getting actual certificates with cardstock and stuff like that sent at a later date to all of you that are here to accept awards in person, that is. But also we have little pins, which are actually pretty neat, printed by Nick Hansen, who is kind of the OG of UAH Esports, nominated for a historical UAH Esports award, kind of essentially started the club. So shout out Nick Hansen for that as well. We really appreciate those. I'm wearing one right now. It's very cool. So that's kind of one of the physical things we have. Shout out Canva as well for being terrible. The format does not fit at all. So, of course, event's a little bit scuffed given what happened with all of the physical stuff, but we'll fix that later. But we're now getting into the fall 2025 graduates. This is a pretty long list, surprisingly. I thought there would be a lot less, but you know how it is. There's only classes you offer in the fall or spring or whatever. So it is what it is. But the first person, starting off with a banger, I'm glad you came back, Mitch, because here's your boy right here, Charlie. Oh, man. I love this guy. Yeah, clap. Cool. I was going to have that at the end, but that works too. Y'all, so Charlie is kind of a funny one because he was one of the first people I met when I joined the program in fall of 2021. He'd already been at UAH for a year. And we started in the Counter-Strike division together. And then eventually when I became Valorant game lead, he went over to Val, back to CS, back to... It was a whole thing for him, but I'll tell you what, there are so many countless stories of this man. How many of you have interacted with Charlie before? Okay, cool. Yeah, so his infectious, unmedicated ADHD energy. This man has stories left, right, and center. He attended UAH for 5 years, graduated in the fall. I think played esports for 4. He might have done something in 2020 while I wasn't here, but that was kind of a weird year for esports in general. Of course, as we look up there, there's also Deadlock. He would champion this game so much. I've played with him countless times. Countless is actually a bad description, maybe 5 times. But the energy he had for that game was just super infectious, and thankfully leaked a little bit into Nick, who's starting Deadlock in the fall. So he's going to come back and coach or do stream stuff for Deadlock. So we're excited for that. It all depends on what his job is, because he finally got a job. Shout out, Charlie, you got a job. Yeah, claps for that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, congratulate Charlie Peak Smiley for graduating in the fall of 2025 with a bachelor's degree in information systems with a concentration in cybersecurity. I'm going to have you take a picture of this just because it's kind of fun. His actually turned out pretty well, so. Oh, there's just a crease right in the middle of it. We'll make it work. It's fine. Bet. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to do that the whole time, actually, so. That's probably better, thank you. Okay, next up, also thought he would be here, I guess not. Cameron, we have a lot to thank Cameron for, honestly. So first of all, yeah, you two right there, actually. So first of all, he revived League of Legends, sort of. You know, we had a game lead before that. She graduated, and then he followed in her footsteps and did a very, very good job. As you can see right there I guess, this was this past semester now I think about it, wasn't it? Yeah, Blue took a trophy, fall 2025. Congrats, that's a big deal. That's one of several they took, including one of their super famous nationals trophies, which is still in the room, and we'll see that later. Y'all's trophies are on the way, by the way. They're in the mail somewhere. Yeah, divisional titles, like in the fall. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a Overwatch won one as well that's in there for a division. So, yeah. We'll see those in a little bit. But Cameron was, of course, responsible for a lot. His Week of Welcome events were always just really well ran. He kind of took things into his own hands, would always buy pizza for the events, always structured them really well to be, even though they were tryouts, they were still community-centric events centered around League of Legends. And it was really cool. Very grateful for his contributions. He always made pushes forwards for the program, and especially championing League of Legends along the way. I set some stuff aside for him eventually, but that's all League of Legends things there. So please congratulate Cameron Reven again Gorsuch for graduating in the fall of 2025 with a bachelor's degree in Information Systems, concentration with cybersecurity. All right, next one. Smash players, you recognize this guy. Ooh, Demo 454. So, truth be told, I hadn't had many interactions with him, but when I asked Quinn about like what Demo was like, it reminded me a lot of the concept of a glue guy in esports. Basically, the guy that like is always super funny, kind of a meme sometimes, but at the end of the day, like brings the community together because he's there. So we have a lot of respect for Demo. I heard a story of him trash talking a player and then immediately getting O2'd. Like that's apparently very Demo coded and honestly pretty funny. And love the slide as well. He did great work with that. Everyone in the UAH Smash community just loves this guy to death. You know, there's countless stories about him, and we love that for him. So congratulate Eli Demolition 454 Hebert for graduating in the fall of 2025 with a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. Put the phone down, Mitch. Clap for these people. Yeah, and your wrist. Bruh. Okay. Transition, I hope played. I think it did. So, Dracius, a very similar character to Cameron. Got a message one day and an application form for the game application edition form. Casey wanted to start Mario Kart at UAH and had a full team ready to go. And I was like, that's awesome. And so, kind of the initial starter of it. And I think what's really cool about Casey as well, took so many big swings with the Mario Kart division. I think it's really respectable. He like really wanted to lead and like develop Mario Kart at UAH. You know, he tried to start intramural Mario Kart, which I think was a pretty cool idea. Also had very frequently updated leaderboards inside of the Discord as well for a very long time. And as you can see up there, he was game lead for quite a long time as well. So big time leader in the program. Did eventually give his game lead status to Creonia. Shout out. Really appreciate you, Dane. You know, he had an amazing mind for trying to innovate as much as he could in collegiate esports. Super respect him for that. So congrats to Casey Dracius Bonner for graduating in the fall of 2025 with a bachelor's degree in information systems and cybersecurity. You'll hear that one a lot, as well as computer science. But coming up, spring 2026 graduates. You know, we have a decent list as well. It's about as long as the fall. And we have a very fitting starter as well for this one. There he is. Yeah, I kind of wish he had decorated himself, but I thought this was still good nonetheless. What is there not to say about Steven, to be honest? You know, he's a fantastic leader for the Overwatch division, very similar to the other game leads we kind of talked about already. Wanted to build more of a community around the game rather than just having teams, and he absolutely succeeded alongside you, Andrew. Y'all did amazing work. There's a reason why the Overwatch Division 1 Game of the Year 2025-2026 is because y'all's community was like just amazing. The willingness to show up and just hang out in VC or in person or whatever, super, super cool to see. Not only that, but Steven's also really talented. He's on the blue team for a reason. And so his time here at UAH will definitely not be forgotten, especially doing this as a graduate student. That definitely takes a lot. I know from experience, I promise. So thank you and congratulations to Steven Shrub-Walters for graduating in the spring of 2026 with a master's degree in computer science, I think. Yeah, that's big stuff. Okay, y'all, this next slide, get ready for it. It's like it's a journey. Come on. Yay. Wait, there's one more. Oh, it's coming. Ah. Oh, that's epic. Oh, man. Okay, so obviously on the screen there, Quinn is, a relatively new player to the program, being in here for 1 or 2 semesters. 1 semester, cool. That's what I had thought. Spending time on the Overwatch Gray team, talking with the teammates. Everybody has nothing but positive things to say about him, whether it be the sending of encouraging messages, either for a victory or a defeat, the pre-game speeches that were common for that team, and of course organizing the in-person hangouts as well. Quinn, even just with 1 semester, has had quite a bit of impact for a player. It's definitely something we won't forget. You can actually, I don't think I skipped over anyone yet. No. Okay, cool. So you can come to the stage and accept these awards. Please congratulate Quinn Star Dreamer Hanks for graduating in the spring of 2026 with a bachelor's degree in computer science and cybersecurity. Clicker, because now I can just do this. And all right, Steven, get up here. Congratulations on graduating. Okay, now we have to go. That's a lie. We don't have to go through the journey again because I can just spam the clicker and it should go. Yeah, there we are. Okay, next up, Evan. There you are, buddy. So, Tilted is another actually very important member of both UAH League of Legends as well as UAH Esports officer team, being one of the members of the IT team, going through various experiences with the computers over the years. And as you can see, a very impactful player as well, being a 2-time division champion. Wow, okay. And also, y'all winning, that's the trophy I'm referencing over there, 2nd place in nationals. How much did you guys win? $200 for that, I think, is what? Okay, cool. That's overall, not per person, but yeah, they got money for that. That's a pretty big deal. After being with him in person a fair bit and also talking to other players, he's one of those very well-respected members of the community, always encouraging, uplifting, that kind of thing. And not only that, but very good in the server as well. So everybody, please congratulate Evan Tilted Thomas for graduating the spring of 2026 with a bachelor's degree in computer science. You want to wait for the blue team slide? Do you want to wait for the blue team slide? Okay, cool. Well, speaking of blue team slide, there it is. So we have another one of blue team here, Prem. Prem, similar story as Evan. very impactful in the league community, another good player as well. You've been here for a pretty decent amount of time as well, I feel like, even competing this semester as well. This is, of course, for the whole League of Legends team, a lot of them being older, but not like in that way, I guess. We do have a fall 2026 graduation. Asher, who's holding up the orange picture right there, will be leaving us, unfortunately. I like that picture in the top right. It's pretty cool. All the team jerseys. Who are you holding that up for? A little bit. It's not Cameron, is it? Oh, it was Braden. Okay, cool. That makes sense. That's Braden right there? Okay, cool. Makes sense. And as you can see, there's more statistics for them here. Div 3 and Div 4, so that's pretty high in NECC, of course, as y'all know. Finalists, playoff appearances, heck yeah. Lost nationals by 1 game, boo. I'm kidding. That's honestly pretty impressive. So, of course, with this contribution to the program, having so many trophies in the room at this point, close to, I think they should have 3. Very grateful to the League of Legends team, so congratulate them on graduating. Prem, in particular, is graduating with a degree in industrial systems engineering, so that's pretty cool. Give them a hand. I have things for you. Come to the stage, both of you. Yes, please. Man, for like what's that, close to 20 people here, y'all are a good crowd. Make it real easy. All right. Avery Stevens is a Splatoon player. So, I'm not very well in touch with the Splatoon team here, but from I heard from all the people, including the game lead, Avery is very much going to be missed, right? A very impactful, person in the community, being the only senior graduating, very well missed. I'm pretty confident that Avery was an amazing contribution to the game division. Kind of a shame he has to go, unfortunately, but unfortunately that's the nature of collegiate esports. So please congratulate Avery Muck Stevens on graduating in the spring of 2026 with a bachelor's degree in computer science. Oh, here's another good one. Yeah. All right, so this is a little bit of an interesting one, and a few of you know why. But to preface, Quinn actually does not attend UAH in the traditional sense. Quinn is a high schooler. What I didn't realize until like the fall of 2025 is Quinn is dual enrolled at UAH, and yet still was a game lead for the program for, I think, probably 4 semesters. So hand for that, honestly. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, not only that, Quinn is by far one of probably our best players overall. He was definitely in the running for Player of the Year. Now I think about it, it's funny Tim got nominated and not Quinn. But you know what? Hey, Tim's great too. Quinn, I think, came around the same time when, fun fact, UAH Esports and the UAH Smash Club were different entities for a while. So the Super Smash Bros. Club died around 2023. They didn't resubmit an RSO charter, so there were no officers, no nothing. That's kind of when we re-assimilated Super Smash Bros. Back to the program. And I'm very grateful we did. Like the audience right here is a lot of Smash players, but also we get to meet people like Quinn and the following graduates as well. I hate that there's a lot of you leaving, but it is what it is. So Quinn is graduating high school and moving on to college. Unfortunately, it won't be for UAH. He got a very good opportunity to attend a different university to compete at a very high level of Smash. So very happy for him. So please congratulate Quinn Otogi Griffith as he graduates high school in the spring of 2026. All right, moving on. Frog Waffle. Didn't do anything, and I didn't have pictures from Media Day, so it's a little boring. I apologize. But, despite nothing having, wow, I'm going to try that again. Despite having nothing about it in his username, Frogwaffle loves Pikmin, which I, didn't really know that well, and, uses the character pretty frequently. Asher is also known for being polite and a little bit of a silly character within the community, always making people smile. Not the same amount of glue guy as Demo was, to say the least, but still participates nonetheless. And of course, Asher is still a very important contribution to why the UAH Smash program is so special here. And we're very thankful for his competition. So please congratulate Asher Frogwaffle Robinson for graduating in the spring of 2026 with a bachelor's degree in computer science. I wasn't lying when I said you guys would hear that a lot. And I think there's more, too. Hosky, shout out. Hosky, much like the people in his major, is quite the student. We'll get to that in a minute. Hosky is a student of the game Super Smash Bros. And the community, digging up all the statistics, all the history of the players, everything like that. And it's been quite impressive from what I've been told. Very good YouTube videos. I'll have to take a look sometime, but Quinn and Nick both seem to like them. Shout out. The energy being brought to the tournaments is an awesome contribution because you get to celebrate esports outside of UAH too. I think it's really cool. You're also a great reason why Smash at UAH is so special. So please congratulate and welcome Aiden Hoskinson for graduating in the spring of 2026 with a bachelor's degree in math. Okay, next up is another slide that kind of takes you on a journey. You got to read it a little bit. Boom. I particularly like that. That I don't have context for that, but I love it. So, of course, we have Lewis, or Pichu Bro, up next. Pichu Bro, another pretty recent addition to the UAH Esports program. Have you been around for, I think, 2 semesters now, right? Yep. So, only been here for a year, but again, one of those players that kind of came in not knowing a whole lot and really developing and becoming significantly better. So your effort does not go unrecognized. You are also known as being quite polite and a little bit silly in the community, as well as being a little bit of a gotcha game merchant, which is nothing to be ashamed about whatsoever. The community is also very grateful that you joined, of course. Your presence at practices is always well noted. And for being here for only a year, your contributions to this program, of course, made the Smash program very special. So please come to the stage and congratulate Luis Pichubro 7 Rios Mendez for graduating in the spring of 2026 with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. All right. We have another super important member, despite what the slide looks like. Though it is a very fitting way to end the spring graduates list. So Tristan has been at UAH for quite a while. From what I remember, in spring of 2023, Tristan was helping out at that year's ChargerCon, the first returning ChargerCon. That was a pretty big deal. And has made several appearances at them since, just helping out in random ways and just like getting to know the community. I think it's really cool. At the same time, Tristan has been at this university for quite a while, kind of along the same super executive senior as Carter Longino was, the Hall of Fame inductee. Tristan was always dedicated to the grind and always was a member of leadership in any team that they were a part of. We really appreciate that, and we appreciate the late nights at ChargerCons hanging out too. Shout out, we were in a certain building on campus very early in the morning, and that's all I will say about that. So please congratulate Tristan NB Cubed Wild Harbor for graduating in the spring of 2026 with a dual major in computer engineering and history. Unfortunately, we're coming to the end. We're at the summer 2026 graduates where we only have 3 people. Very unfortunate. But this is also another very, very important list of folks. And we'll miss them all dearly. Starting out with the man right in front of me. Did you have a transition? I didn't get to watch it. Okay, cool. So, of course, Will has been at this program for a very, very long time as well. Not like year-wise, but I guess in a role. You've been here for a long time, I feel like. Yeah. So you took over game lead for Call of Duty when Jacob graduated and led that program for quite a while. Y'all stayed competitive for a pretty long time. And then, of course, as you could see up there, he had dalliances in other games as well. Counter-Strike 2, Valorant, and R6 being them. I think you have a thing for tac shooters, maybe? Just a little bit. Of course, he was also a member of the officer team, and a very impactful one at that, being vice president, and then eventually president as well. Went on many trips, as you can see. Top left and right are our trips to DreamHack Atlanta. I say trips, trip singular, to DreamHack Atlanta this year. That was very fun. Shout out Nick, you're up there too. And shout out Gray, who had his eyes closed. I know you're watching right now. Yeah, it was a really, really fun trip. You got to do a lot of cool things for esports. I hope you continue in the future as well. Your contributions, of course, are duly noted. So, come up to the stage, and everyone else congratulate William and Teus D'Angelo for graduating in the summer of 2026 with a bachelor's degree in information systems with a cybersecurity concentration. Okay, next up, we have a kind of funny one, too, but not for the reason you might think. So, Logan Loki Morris is a Rocket League player, if many of you kind of didn't recognize the name. He's also a very Demo 454-like person, being the glue guy. I just mentioned that guy's name and you all smile. It's awesome. So, yeah, he was the glue guy for the Rocket League team, cracking jokes mid-match, that kind of thing. But Logan's a little bit of an enigma. He is an online student, so we actually... the Rocket League team has never seen him in person. He's just, played Rocket League at the top level for about a year. And I think he's been a part of UAH Rocket League for longer than that. But at the end of the day, he played really well and just was a great person to be on the team. And I think realistically, it's really all you can ask of someone in an environment like this, especially being a club sport. I think he did a dang good job while he was here. So congratulations to Logan Loki Morris for graduating in the summer of 2026 with a bachelor's degree in business management. Man after my own heart. Oh, this one's gonna suck. Okay. So also, you'll recognize that picture in the bottom right because you also had it in the same spot too. That was hilarious. I was gonna go freestyle with this one and just try and talk about him, but that would suck and be difficult. So I'm gonna try and instead talk a lot. Oh, I see the smile on your face. I'm just gonna be a little specific. So Gray has done so much for this program. He started esports when he was a freshman. I have been a teammate of his for basically 3 years. I think there was one semester where he missed out. Me and him immediately hit it off in tryouts. We hit it off in Val White, realized that, we really enjoyed playing games together. Did stuff outside of esports a little bit as well, but for the most part, he kind of just was my shadow in a lot of ways. He joined me as VP or Secretary of Esports, then eventually Vice President, and did a lot for me. I'm very thankful for his contributions. And unfortunately, also being my shadow meant he got into esports pretty heavily. So this picture in the bottom left here is of him as the assistant manager of Cumberland University's varsity Valorant program. So he managed 3 teams, got that internship over the summer, made several trips there. Super proud of him for that. That's like cooler than anything I've done. So, he did a lot. Unfortunately, he had the displeasure of trying to run the program when I dumped it on his lap after I left my senior year. But he, at the very least, did a pretty good job, I think, and he left a program for me to come back to after I graduated that university, which, given the lack of guidance I gave him, I think he did a great job. He is definitely going to be missed here. He really will be. He did so much for this program. I'm running out of words, Gray. I apologize, but we don't want this to be a sob fest like last time. So please congratulate Gray, B2 Billups, for graduating in the fall of 2026 with a bachelor's degree in information systems and cybersecurity. Bummer. Okay. Well, anyways, that's it, unfortunately. We had a lot of seniors graduate, and I'm very grateful for everybody being here. I think it's still a super cool opportunity that we get to have to celebrate esports on UAH's campus. It's really cool. And so, yeah, that's really it. I appreciate y'all coming and celebrating the kind of the gift of esports we get here on campus. If y'all have any questions for me, please let me know. Also, take a stop by this table right here. Like I said, this event is sponsored by Riot Games. There's a bunch of League of Legends stuff just kind of hanging out right here. You two in particular, I think will want a few things. And I got to talk with you about the in-game stuff they sent as well. But that's it. So one more round of applause for everybody that graduated. And thank you all for being here. See you.